This is not the shipping channel of the Columbia, because we have Puget Island out here, and so the shipping channel is on the other side of that island. But there's the bridge. Let's see if we can get that. There's the bridge to Puget Island right there from Cathlamet. And that's what we're doing. We're coming into Cathlamet pretty quick. And then we'll be going out of Cathlamet through Skamokawa. We're in Wahkiakum County. And bonus points to anybody who can spell that without having to Google it. Bob always gets what Cathlamet and Klatskanai, Oregon mixed up. It's funny. After this many years, he still calls us Klatskanai all the time. Have to tell him Klatskanai is in Oregon. I was talking to somebody from the Midwest on the phone yesterday, and they called it Oregon. And I was like, you call it that out here, they're gonna know you're a tourist. Literally nobody says that. It's Oregon. This is the 2-lane just before you hit Cathlamet. Cute little town, Cathlamet is. Not very much there. We gotta stop on the way home and pick up some electrolytes for the goose water. There's a couple waterfalls there. I don't know where these waterfalls are, otherwise I'd turn the camera. We had a friend that lived out here in Cathlamet, but he wound up selling his place and buying a motorhome and taking off. We were gonna move here. We had reserved a spot when we moved from Silver Lake. We were gonna come out here, and they wound up renting the spot off from underneath us. And it's like, well, what the hell are we gonna do? Because we were leaving up there at Silver Lake, and that's when we drove down West Side Highway to go back home or whatever. And I saw that RV park across the way, and I was like, that's an RV park, let's go check it out. And for whatever reason, they had a spot in there, and that's where we moved. Yeah, you need to slow down. Welcome to the big town of Cathlamet. Population probably like 3,000 at the most. Yeah, there's that RV park we were going to move into. Luckily, we didn't, because it looks like a complete shithole in there. But the rent was really cheap. Oh, God, they got a Dollar General in Cathlamet. Crazy. And we got the dog with us, Rose, huh? Gonna go meet your little goosies. I think that's the Cathlamet High School up there. Cathlamet Mules, I think. It's like, out of all the... She's barking at the little mule things up there. Out of all the names that you can name your sports teams, you come up with mules. Mules are cool, don't get me wrong. But, Jesus Christ, we live in Southwest Washington State. There's literally thousands of cooler things that you can name a sports team. There's their pizza place, and there's... Bob and I got our marriage license here in Cathlamet almost 20 years ago. We didn't get it in Cowlitz County because we were cheap bastards, and it was like half the price here, and it was a lot prettier too. It had flowers and stuff on it. So we tell everybody, just go to Cathlamet and get it, because you can get married anywhere in the state as long as you got a marriage license. It doesn't matter where you get married. It's just that ours is filed in Wahkiakum County instead of Cowlitz County. But we got married in Kelso. And now we're headed into Skamokawa. This is nothing but a long, straight road. Big old log yard. Or
machinery yard.
Yeah, machinery yard. Used to be a big log yard over there. And it's a big 55-mile-an-hour stretch. But nobody ever does it. They do like 80, and they get pulled over right and left. And before we get to this person's home, I'm going to turn the camera off, because I am not going to do that to anybody and be like, oh, this is what their address is. That is not even cool. I will not do that.
See all the buds on the trees?
Yep, I do. This, I believe, is the Alokaman River. And then they got the wildlife thing. That's really cool if you take the time and drive around it. It's quite a ways. But they've got, we've got white-tailed deer here. And they got a herd of Colombian black-tailed deer. A lot of elk out there, too. And a lot of birds. A lot of birds. A lot of raptors. And sometimes, just driving by here on the highway, you can see the elk or what have you out there. But it's a big wildlife refuge. And then it's got that really tall fencing. It's quite a ways around that when you drive around.
Hawk.
Oh yeah, big old bird.
That's a red-tailed hawk.
And then you got like the sloughs over here. Yeah.
Another one.
Oh wow. I got it on video too. Just a fleeting glimpse of it, but yeah, it was a red-tailed hawk. They're setting up on the power lines. Yeah, this is a big, long, straight stretch. Didn't Sandy live somewhere out here?
Yeah, right up in there somewhere.
Oh.
Either there or up there.
Somewhere around here. I'm not going to point out where anybody lived either, because that's just not cool to do. No, I think it was back there. Don't you? Yeah, it was back there.
Unlikely.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't here, that's for sure. I can't remember if we're going over to KM Mountain or not. Oh no, it is the Colombian white-tailed deer. Excuse me, I was wrong. Not Colombian black-tailed, Colombian white-tail out here in this refuge. I just saw it on a big sign. I had that all sorts of screwed up. Yeah, here's where you go to go around it. And the road just goes on and comes back around, back down the highway where we just came from. Antique store clear out here. Alger Creek Heights, huh? I don't see no heights. Got a lot of farmland out here, and because it's the Columbia Valley or whatever, it's some good fertile farmland. That's cool. Old house right there. I think that was an old church and they converted it into a house. see a lot of cedar. The closer you get to the coast, the more cedar trees you'll see too. And it's nothing like what people in the Midwest have. Those are like more like bushes that get annoying. Ours are friggin' trees, and they're worth a shit ton of money. Like, you take cedar out of the forest, like there's cedar. This is all cedar. That's a fir. Cedar and fir. But you take any cedar out of the woods, and it's state land or Weyerhaeuser land, you will be going to jail on a felony charge for that.
Any land carrier.
Yeah, any land. Unless it's your own.
And then you better have permits.
And we're coming into Skamokawa. Once upon a time ago, there's a place up here on the side of the road, right over here, called the Duck Inn. And my band played there several times. And I used to run the karaoke there when I owned my karaoke business. Used to be here every Saturday night right here. Skamokawa Pete owned the place, and he's since passed away. Oh, what's this? The General Store Hotel? Wow, cool. There's an old church there.
1894 schoolhouse.
Yeah, this is cool. And then the highway does this really sharp turn right here. And then right here at this road, if you go up that way, is an RV park and a county park. It's really cool, called Skamokawa Vista Park. And so it's 35 till you hit that sign there. And then you got these cliffs right here. Let's see if we can, there we go. And then they kind of like mellow out. And then I believe that is the Locomin River, I think. Yeah. I think. Foggy at the beach. We tossed around the idea of getting a couple of cows for meat, but it costs so friggin' much to have them butchered, and I am in no position to do it myself anymore. I couldn't kill a cow anywhere. The only thing I can kill lately are ants. And those stink bugs, I don't have a problem killing those. A bunch of goats out there. West Valley Creek. Oh, I see crocuses and daffodils coming up. That's some pretty land out there. Low lying though, so like it could flood pretty easily. Somebody does barrel racing out there. Okay, so after we get the geese, I'll turn the camera back on.